I got coaching because our team just wanted to improve ourselves, and our the one to be chosen from DPS to go for coaching.
Sure, sure. Okay. Makes sense. Now, you play with the team. How often do you guys
Uh,
scrimmage and how long have you been with that team?
we've been that team like 5 years, maybe.
Oh,
No,
wow.
yeah,
With the same people or most of the same people?
mostly the same people.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like,
How have you guys just friends or did you guys become friends through playing together or what?
uh, some of us were friends before the team, and just yeah, mostly for the team actually.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, cool. Cool. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations on being able to sort that out and being able to stay with somebody that long. Now, your goals here, because that's the first question I always ask, is long-term goal would be to build fame in local tournaments. So, what kind of local tournaments do you have as it is right now? I'm not as
So
familiar with some of this kind of stuff.
uh, mainly in the tournament called Ace Showdown in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
It's the uh, probably the biggest one and main Overwatch community, or like in Poland, the I think it's only place where Overwatch players just hang out
Yeah.
and try for reaching further,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Mm-hmm. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. And do you compete in that right now with your team?
Currently, we're waiting for a third season of the tournament.
Okay. When does
So
that start?
probably in like 2 months.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. And you're just gonna see hope to do better. Okay.
Yeah,
And then short term, I think getting a better rank slash an improving mechanical skill. Now you've been playing for a long time. So
yeah.
so when you say improving, getting a better rank, what's the highest rank that you hit in Overwatch One or Overwatch Two?
Uh, in Overwatch 2, my highest rank was Diamond 3, I believe,
Yeah, something
or
like
Diamond 2.
3.2. Yeah, okay, makes sense. And then in
And
Overwatch 2?
yeah, it was in Overwatch 2. In Overwatch 1, I had a really low rank.
Mm-hmm.
It's I believe gold and somewhere around that. And
Okay,
in this season, I just dropped to plat,
okay,
mid plat, like
got it.
plat 2,
Okay,
plat 3.
okay, sounds good, sounds good. So, what rank would you like to aim for?
Uh, I believe I could reach like low masters.
Okay, why Masters
Mm,
particularly?
uh, I think it would be fair if I would improve my mechanical skills. So I think above masters is well, how could I say that? Maybe too far. I think I couldn't keep up with others.
Mm, mm. Now, when you say what do you feel is holding you back from improving, maybe to that rank, you say mainly mechanics, and
Yeah.
yet when you put the form, what do you hope to get out of the session? You say you want to learn better timing and cooldown management. Is that because you find those things are important, but maybe not quite as important as your mechanical problems?
Uh, I think mainly because I thought about positioning. I could improve, but I think I have pretty good positioning overall. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to focus on yeah, those two things.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And
Okay.
I think mechanical skills are holding me back because yeah, my aim is trash.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense. Now, what I assume that you've tried or have a game plan about how to improve your mechanics. What have you
Uh,
tried before, and what's the game plan to improve your mechanics now?
uh, Probably just to train my aim, and if we have some tournaments or scrimmages, just warm up better.
Warm up better? Doing what?
Mm, some workshop maps for aim training.
Sure. Sure. Which ones have you used before, or do you know of any?
I use Vaxna one.
What do you do with
Uh,
Vaxa right now? How often do you use it, and how long do you use it?
I try to use before like playing for 10 minutes at
Okay,
least.
okay, okay. And when you're getting closer to the tournament, you would like to improve how much you're using of Vaxa, or more use
Yeah,
more Vaxa. Okay,
and
to what
to
level do you think? How much more?
I think just to have a habit of using it at least for without playing like rank games or just casually play some Vaxel for like half an hour per week.
Okay, okay, sounds good, sounds good. From the little mechanical training stuff that I have taught with, most of mechanical improvement comes through having a consistent warm up, like you said, playing consistent deathmatch, which is something that I utilized a lot when I was improving my Ana and Zenyatta aim, and then just simply playing ranked. Right
I
now, go ahead, finish your thought.
I think since Overwatch 1, I didn't even consider playing deathmatch as a warm up.
Do you use it at all right now?
Not really.
Okay. Something to consider is deathmatch allows you to train more real time mechanics, for lack of a better term, because
Hmm.
you're actually dueling and you're actually fighting people with hitboxes in a way that they're also shooting you back. So not only do you practice your crosshair placement and things like that, but you get to practice. You're playing a lot of different DPS, right? But how do you win a 1v1 as Sombra? How do you win a 1v1 as Tracer or Ashe and so on? You need to be able to understand your cooldowns and all those different things and understand how they're going to be using cooldowns versus you, and deathmatch helps a lot with that. Let me
Okay.
explain to you what your problems with mechanics likely are from what I'm seeing in your form. You don't play Overwatch enough. Your form says around 6 hours per week, which isn't bad, but it's not super good. In addition with that, if your form is still accurate, your hero pool, Symmetra, Mei, Sombra, Tracer, Ashe, Sojourn, and sometimes some Doomfist, that is way too many characters for you to be able to improve to the master's rank playing
Okay.
those that many heroes, basically. And the reason why that's the case is because a lot of mechanics is not just being able to click and move your crosshair, but knowing how each Symmetra orb and Ice May Icicle and Doomfist shotgun and Tracer hit scan tracking and Ashe Flick hit scan, all of those feel different. If you're good at aiming with one, you will be good at aiming with the other, but the carryover is not perfect at all. It's messy. And when you are limited for time right now, around only 6 hours per week, you need to either bump those hours up or be more efficient with your time or both. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I could do both
Okay.
actually.
So, with how are you playing Overwatch right now? How much? You said 6 hours per week, but how is that time spent? Is that all in like 2 or 3 days? Is it spread out over a lot of days? How is it
Uh,
spent right now?
in that form, I set like 6 hours, and I think that's minimum. As if I think that 6 hours is minimum because of our team we together train, and
Okay.
that's our minimum. And outside of that, I also play sometimes casually
Okay.
with them
How
some
much do
ranked.
you scrimmage? So, you guys scrimmage 6 hours per week, or is that
No,
on
it's
client?
depends. Uh, I think we play we scrimmage like we try to 3 hours a week just to like test if something we try to focus on something, improve something, and then test it on scrimmage.
And then the other 3 hours a week, are you just training by yourself?
Uh, yeah, or
Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Okay. Okay. And when you train by yourself, is that solo queue and ranked, or do you play quick play, or do you play deathmatch, or?
Ranked. I usually don't play quick play, just like it.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. And then are you playing mostly DPS, which is the role you play with your team?
Mostly DPS.
Mostly DPS. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So here, how many days do you scrimmage, and how many days do you play ranked usually?
Per week.
Yes.
I mean, Most of the time we have like 1 day 1 day of scrimmage as of in week, and 2 days of just playing, um, scheduled playing, and other days spontaneously
Gotcha,
we
gotcha.
play.
Okay, so you guys have
Yeah.
1 day of scrimmage and then 2 days where you supposed to practice by yourself. I'm not fully understand exactly how that works.
Not by ourselves, just we meet at
Ah, oh,
scheduled times and to play,
so you play like
or
ranked
just
together.
play ranked, or just discuss some theory.
Okay, okay, and then sometimes you play spontaneously, like you said, by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's pretty good. Let me give you a general guideline of what you would need to do to get to masters. And really the important thing for you here is to decide where can I improve my schedule right now and test it. See how it goes. If you are having fun with this schedule, then keep going. If you're not having fun, then maybe you change things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes
So
sense.
here's what I would say. For the average Masters player, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to play around 2 hours of Overwatch per day.
Okay.
So
That's
that's going to be from around 6 hours to I would say around 12 to 13 hours per week. And preferably doing that with a hero pool of around 2 heroes, and also making sure that you're warming up for about 10 minutes per day. Now, that is a lot more than what you're doing right now. And not only is that a lot more than you're doing right now, that's far fewer heroes than what you're doing right now. So I'm going to be honest with you right now. I would not even try to go for Masters right now. That doesn't mean that you can't go for Masters in the future. But what I would try to do is, you said you're like Plat 4, Plat 3 right now.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Platform.
see if we can get you into Diamond. Just to touch Diamond once. Let's see if we can do that. Now, with what I told you, and you knowing your schedule and what you enjoy, what adjustments do you think that you can make to get to that level? Right?
Um.
Small adjustments.
So probably just play for now like an hour, or let's okay. I can try for 2 hours per day of Overwatch.
That's a big jump from where you're at right now. I don't,
Uh.
and so we don't need to go that high. You might be able to, but like, let's just set the goal bar really low for right now. What's reasonable?
Okay. I really don't know how to. I think it's reasonable for me to like do this jump, because
Okay.
uh, otherwise I just either way I sit on my computer all day,
Okay.
so
Okay. Fair
I can
enough.
just
Then
play some.
seems as let's try for an hour and a half to 2 hours of ranked or scrimmages per day. Does that seem
Mm-hmm.
fair? That seems
Okay.
fine. And right now, you are playing what, 6 different DPS characters?
Uh.
No, maybe some of
Yeah.
them you play more than others, but I think that's too broad. Now, I don't know what you play for your team in scrimmages. I don't know what your team needs. What is that hero pool look like for scrimmages? What do you have to play for
I
your team?
can find a. I think I have a tier list of my heroes. So I don't know, just for fun we did.
Okay.
I can find that. Where is it? It's here. So, and also VOD. Uh, this is for all heroes, and made with a thought of how comfortable I am with playing. No, yeah, those heroes.
Perfect. This is great. Now, how I'm looking at this tier list, are there any heroes on this tier list that you're bad at, but you want or would like to play more of, that you like a lot?
Uh, there's Adventure, but it was before that.
Okay.
And in this season I was playing. I just thought it would be funny if I would play only
Yeah.
Venture
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this,
Okay.
and this works.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
And I think I would like to um, improve on Soldier and
Sure.
Echo.
Okay. So what I would do here is I would make a tier list like this again of heroes that I want to practice. And right now, I think I would encourage you to try to aim for 3,
Okay.
if possible.
Uh,
If you want to play a little Doomfist for fun on the side, if you want to play a little Venture for fun on the side, or a little Mei for fun on the side, like, I don't know which 3 you're going to pick. That's up to you. but I really want you to try to aim for 3, if possible.
Okay.
You
Wouldn't
don't.
it make me in any team comp like I couldn't uh less flexible for team?
So I don't know what your structure like is with your team right now, but high level team play has players that generally play 3 or 4 heroes at most per meta. Because if you're
Per meta.
swapping frequently, constantly, all the time in your scrimmages, then your team has bad strategy. You need to find compositions that are good, that you guys are very good at, that you know how to outplay your counters, and then also have 1 or 2 comp swaps just in case. Like, let's say that you play a lot of Ram Mei Brawl, okay?
Yeah,
You
we
play
do
Mei.
that actually.
All right, perfect. All right, then there are some maps where Ram Mei Brawl maybe feels bad. Maybe there's a Circuit Royale and you need to play a Hanzo or a Sojourn. Okay, and then there are people that will go like Pharmacy versus you guys on maps where dive is good, and that you guys go instead of Ram Mei Brawl, you guys swap to a Sombra Tracer dive. Well, there you go. You have Sojourn, you have Sombra, you have Mei. One of those DPS will be good at all times. And you need to be able to play those characters well. The problem with, oh, well, maybe Tracer will be slightly better, or maybe Symmetra will be slightly better on this map. Yes, but you're not going to be good at Symmetra, and Mei, and Sombra, and Pharah, and Tracer, and Cassidy. And so getting a okay composition is important, but even more important is you being good at the hero you're playing. Not okay, not I can play that character. No, you can't. Being good at the character.
Okay.
So you need to find what those 3 heroes are, talk with your team, think about which ones that you enjoy playing yourself, and crucially, you need to try and play those characters in rank so that you can get good at those characters mechanically. For example, when I did this one-trick to Venture stuff, when I was one-tricking Venture as well, so I could coach them better. And one of the things that I learned is I learned my limits with Venture. I learned there was a lot of times when I felt like I needed to swap, but I actually figured out some good strategies with Venture that meant that I didn't have to swap. I also learned that there were some situations when I really did have to swap, and I probably should have swapped, but I wouldn't have figured that out without practicing and forcing myself to learn. You need to find and do the same thing for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Okay. And I think I definitely would lean into, number 1, what your team needs you to play, and number 2, what you have fun playing. That's the most important thing, because getting good at something takes work, and if you're not enjoying the work, then you will not get good. Okay, that's the best thing I can tell you. Like, you could not make me one trick, Lifeweaver. Why? Because I would not enjoy playing Lifeweaver, and because I wouldn't enjoy it, I wouldn't practice very smart, and I would not get good at Lifeweaver. So you have to find what characters you enjoy. Make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, let's keep going here. Around an hour and a half per day, aiming for around 3 heroes, making sure that you're scrimmaging, making sure that you're playing ranked. That's also, by the way, how you're going to be improving your mechanical skill. There are no shortcuts to improve mechanical skill. You just need to play the game and play the game consistently. As long as your sensitivity is not like trash, if it feels comfortable for you, then that's all that really matters. Okay. 7 hours per sleep a night on average is not too bad. I don't really have any other questions about your form. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't think so. I don't have any questions.
Would you like to look at the gameplay?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Now, you linked 2 codes here. Which one would you like to at least start with? And what heroes do you play on the codes?
Rialto, I'll play the Mei for most of the time, and I think Venture. Some. Ilios, I played mostly Ashe, I think.
Okay, which one do you want to start with?
Ilios, probably. Yeah, Ilios is Venture and Ashe.
So you're trying to improve your Venture and Ashe then?
Yes.
Okay. What is Venture? Let's see how much Venture you play here to make sure. Swap Ashe pretty quickly. Ashe. A little bit of Venture again. And then Venture again. So would you like to look at the Venture or the Ashe first?
Ashe, probably.
Ashe? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so let's start with this. What is Ashe good at? What are some things that Ashe does well? What should you be trying to do when you're playing Ashe?
I think securing sideline, just overall playing that's my range and abusing it against my opponents.
Any questions with Ashe specifically before we take a look here?
I would ask on ultimate, but it's most problems with ultimates I have with using Bob is I always try to use it. I don't know. In a not really in a funny way, but so enemies won't expect it.
Yes,
I'll, tr- I'll, tr-
understandable.
I'll, tr- I'll try for like pixel perfect and something mess up.
Sure,
So
sure.
it's mostly
We'll
that.
take a look. We'll take a look. When you get your baubles, we'll talk about it.
Here I swapped because of Farah, and I was playing Venture, so I had to swap.
Yeah, I think Venture playing into Pharmacy and a Roadhog and an Ana might be very difficult. So,
Yes.
it's understandable. I like this angle here. I like this sightline. It's a little far, but I think obviously getting close to those characters could be scary, so this is fine.
I wanted to make sure that we pushed away their team. Didn't push forward. Still looking for Farah.
Yeah. Good. Good. That's fine. It's relatively fine. I liked your sightline. I like the cover usage that you had. I liked your cooldown usage. I think obviously the Farah flanking was a little bit scary, so you needed to be cautious, but I don't really have an issue with that. The only thing I would say here is maybe a minor detail is when you talked about Ashe, you said managing your range. You know where this Farah rotated to here. Right? Where is she now?
She was still up there.
Right, she's over here somewhere. We don't know where. So then where should you rotate to maintain your range if you can?
Probably the wooden like roof.
Sure, sure. How about this? Here.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe even use your coach gun to get here faster. You still have good range. You still have a nice off angle. But now the Farah has to go even further and longer to get on top of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Something to consider. You could do this versus Genjis, Tracers, Reapers, anything that wants to get close to you. If you know where they are, try to find an angle that creates distance between yourself and them. Something to keep in mind. But other than that, I think this was a good fight from you. I think you should be pleased with overall how you played, and obviously and everything ends up working out nicely. I think this angle here is good. Now, with what you know now, where you should rotate away from things that want to get close to you, where should you rotate to now?
Above the point.
You got it.
So
why?
Yeah.
Why would you not? Why would you do that? You're correct, but why?
So I can see Farah and take cover from Sojourn.
And you're creating distance between yourself and Farah. Because if Farah goes this way, you go this way. If Farah goes this way, where do you rotate to? Like, let's say Farah rotated out this way, used her concussive blast to rotate to here. Where would you go?
Back to the main high ground.
Yeah, you could go back. You could go back to here, or go back to like here, right? Or go back to maybe this is okay, or here, right? Or the wood, right? Exactly, exactly.
This ends now.
Good, but ooh, it's a little late. Good shot. There you go. So the only problem is that you made the right decision. You just did so late where you could have died, and you should have been shooting there sooner. Worth pointing that out. That being said, you did get to the right position, so nice work. Okay.
Just get carried away.
Yeah. This is unfortunate.
It wasn't like greatest idea, but just really wanted to go on the high.
Yeah,
plays.
yeah. This is where I think you're like thinking like, oh, I want to kill this Roadhog here, but this Pharah is already engaging on you. You need to put the priority in controlling this Pharah. This is so dangerous from you here.
I didn't really want to kill Hog, I just wanted to drop down because I couldn't really do much from that position up there.
I think you can do just fine. If you're getting spammed here, you can spam back. If she hits a rocket on you, unlucky, rotate to the other sight line to peek here instead. Right?
Because I got a concussion blast?
Maybe.
Before that, or?
Maybe. Then coach gun right back to high ground again.
Yeah.
You know, this is your sightline. Play to your range. Play to control your sightline. Ashe is, I think, maybe the most powerful DPS hero in the game when you can set your feet and just shoot. I don't think even a Widowmaker is as powerful as you are. So do what you need to do. If you're going to be running around a lot, your character's going to have a really, really hard time. And now the Pharah is a real threat, right? Why? Because she was able to rotate for free. And why was she able to rotate for free? Because you let her rotate for free, because you gave up a sightline unnecessarily. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So this is a real problem. Like here, I mean, it's good shots, but honestly, you might have just had to stay unscoped and maybe just spam shots instead, because I don't think there's anything that you could have done to win that. Okay. Now you have Bob here. So I want you to be a little creative about how you want to retake space here. So like, let's say your Diva's going to be back. She is almost back. What do you think? How should you retake this? Make a play.
So wait for Diva, of course.
Okay, of course.
We have something to tank.
Of course.
And I tried to use Bob for enemies that jumped off the high ground because our Diva was pushing them. And that worked out. So that was a plan.
Okay. As long as it's on an off angle, right? You're good. What do you think about this?
I don't have any cover, of course. And
is there anywhere where you can have cover here?
I might maybe next to Widow. Somewhere over there.
But do you have a sightline, a good sightline from here?
No, it wasn't the greatest sightline.
Right. So I'm okay with this as long as you're ready to drop down. So maybe your cover here is your ability to fall down. Does that make sense? So play on the corner here instead of playing this far back. Kind of a weird way of looking at it, but I actually think this sightline is good. Good angle. Good, Bob. Why? Because your team is here and Bob is over here. Would have been even better if Bob had hit here, right? Because it's even deeper angle. But I like the Bob. Okay. What's the problem here? This is the same problem last time we had with your rotation. Why is rotation bad?
Too aggressive.
Too aggressive. But what does too aggressive mean?
I'm not using my range.
That's
properly.
It. Exactly. And not only you know where this Pharah is, so where should you be rotating to right now?
It's either back on the high ground behind me or to the right of me. Like the stairs.
Like this way?
Yeah.
But the Pharah is here.
I have more cover though.
That's true. You ready for my take on this? If you know the Pharah is here, just like first fight, go over here. You kind of see what I'm saying? Rotate away from the threat. Create the range. Because if you rotate to the back high ground, this is pretty good because it creates distance. Nice job. But if you rotate right, or if you rotate forward, you're just getting closer to the Pharah. That's the opposite of what we want.
Okay.
Right? So create range. Create range. Don't always create range. Like, let's say this is a Widowmaker. Maybe you need to get close to the Widowmaker, right? But you don't want to be going towards your threats, usually. You want to pursue aggressive sightlines where you can see a lot, but sightlines that have a decent amount of range. Does that make sense? Good. This is perfect. Just keep shooting. There it is. Good. Find that Pharah. Where is she? Be careful. Don't get too close. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Kill the Ana. Good. Dynamite. Dynamite. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's okay. I think you guys are good. Yeah. You hit some nice shots, mate. You did a good job with your shots. I think overall your positioning was okay with the exception of one thing. What was the one problem with your positioning?
Range.
Range, right? Specifically, when the enemy team moved towards you, you did not move to keep your range. You just stayed there, or sometimes you'd even go directly towards them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's keep going. Any questions so far?
No, I think I understand everything.
Okay. Now, what do you think of this? Yeah. Now, what do you think of this rotation? What do you think of this sightline? Does this play to your range? Does this give you a good sightline?
It doesn't give me a good sightline.
Okay.
Actually.
So,
And
is there a better
range?
position?
Probably the on the left. Is already
Like here?
the bushes. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. The Widowmaker is a big problem, but this is probably much better for your range. Does that mean the Doomfist and Lucio can't jump you? Of course they can. But they have to use cooldowns, they have to take time, and then you can still disengage and live.
Yep.
The thing with Ashe is that people will be able to get to you. You just need to make sure that it's hard for them to get to you. This position is hard for them to get to you, so it's good. But like you said, the sightline's not that good. And so you don't feel all that useful.
Yeah.
And then now, interestingly enough here, you rotate to this position. But now there's nobody here.
Too late.
Right. So, okay, well, that's good. That's good. I would not scope versus a Sombra. Your priority as soon as this happens is to do what? You tell me.
Nade.
Yep, immediately dynamite, and then what?
Just spam.
Just spam.
Spam
Spam 80, 80, 80 serve. The problem with scoping is that you run the risk of having to hit the headshot, otherwise it doesn't work. And also, you move too slowly. You're too easy to shoot. You see that? It's very easy to shoot you. So you could spam a lot better. And I assume this is where you go back to Venture? Yeah, okay. So, main thing with your Ashe, if we were to give you some feedback, what is the one thing I want you to think about with your positioning?
No, playing better range against enemies.
With a good sightline. Don't
Sightline.
work on rotating to maintain your range if enemies try to close the distance on you. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Okay, let's look at some Venture here. Let's actually look at the first fight, even though it was versus a bad comp. Let's just see if there's anything to put note to. Now, what is Venture good at? What are Venture's priorities? What do you need to be trying to do when you're playing Venture?
If I'm playing Venture, I'm trying to maintain positions. Just take away the high grounds. Just play with my range.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Ashe, right? But your range is different. That's the only difference.
It's more, how to say it, punishing if you play outside of it.
Yes, exactly. You're more limited with what you can do. You need to be threatening assassinations always. You do not necessarily need to get assassinations always, because if you try to always get assassinations, you'll die a lot. But you need to scare people constantly. Scare them. It's a lot like Sombra. So how are you going to be at being sneaky, managing your cooldowns, and getting close? And let's be honest here. Who are the people that you need to be pressuring here? There's really only 2 people on their team that you can pressure. Who comes to mind? Look at their comp.
Ana and Sojourn.
You got it.
Oh.
Where are Ana and Sojourn going to be most of the time?
High ground.
In terms,
all the time.
Right? And what is their range most of the time? What?
Medium to far.
Medium to long, right? So
Yeah.
where do you need to be to punish the Ana and Sojourn on the map right
Just stay on the high ground,
now? If
hide in
possible.
the
But how do you
building.
get... Right. You need to... You ready for this one? You need to get in their backline right now.
Yeah.
You need to be literally burrow, drill dash, all the way back to here. All the way.
Okay.
If they chase you, then you keep running and you keep running and you waste more and more and more time. You can live forever. You're fast. You have shields. You have the heal passive that heals you out of combat. You're good. You don't need heal support. Your number one problem with with Ventures is that they're too scared to deep flank. But look at their comp. Who's going to punish you for going to their backline? Is there a Tracer? No. Winston? No. Wrecking Ball? No. So I appreciate you going high ground here. But even if that opportunity wasn't there, you could go even deeper in the backline. Let's look at your combo. So you missed the most important part of the combo. What's the most important part of the combo?
Getting close.
Getting
and
close
melee.
and hitting what? You ready for this one? It's not the drill dash.
It's melee. I can cancel primary animation
That's it.
with melee.
That's it. That's it. You missed your primary fire. That's it. You must relax, hit your primary fire, then drill dash. Even if you are a little bit slower, that will build the mechanical habits that you need to be able to hit this combo consistently. Slow down, primary fire, then drill dash. Make sense? Relax.
Totally.
I think what you did here was actually pretty reasonable. You just need to relax a little bit more and then probably run a little bit faster.
I wasn't expecting that Farah would stay.
Always expect. Always expect. There's one rule of Venture, okay? And I learned this rule back with the Sombra rework and coincidentally with the Farah rework. I don't know what it is about Farah. I don't know what it is about the rework Sombra. I don't know what it is about Venture, but everybody hates you, okay? Everybody hates you. They want to see you hurt all the time. And anytime that you show up, everybody will chase you all the time. Okay?
Yeah.
Constantly. Maybe it's because of how close it you have to get, but everybody freaking will chase you around the map. I had games when I played Venture, even when I had streamer mode, and they didn't even know that I was Spilo. They just thought I was like some random guy. I had 4 people chasing me in their spawn for like 45 seconds. I'm not joking. That happened. People hate you. So use that against them. Waste their time, but you can't be surprised when people look at you. You have to expect it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One other little detail here. Obviously, you go back and swap. Oh, you got the rollout. Never mind, you're good. I was gonna say make sure you did the rollout right, but you did the rollout right. Good. You even caught the edge of the spawn room, so that's good. You got all the text figured out. Okay. Now here, you're looking at this and be like, well, I can spam tank a little bit. I can spam Lucio. I can duel Sombra. But even now, you need to be thinking, where can I get close to people? Where can I get close to people? What do you think of this? Is this a close range off angle?
Not really. I would need to drop down into their team to like try to assassinate the Lucio. So
but see, I
further.
baited you. You're wrong. This is good. You do not have to always, because think about it this way. How assassinatable is their composition? How easy is it to assassinate a Lucio as opposed to a Sojourn? Or a Kiriko as opposed to an Ana?
Yeah.
It's harder, right? It's a lot harder. But those characters don't have the same level of poke damage to punish you. So you ready for this? You save your drill dash here. If you get that Lucio low, I want you to kill him with drill dash, okay? But if they all look at you and dive you and chase you, drill dash away.
Okay, I see it.
If you can do good damage here and just save your drill dash for a cool, like it's like a Genji dash. You don't even need to use your dash. Just shoot. They all look at you, dash away, right? This comp can chase you and they might kill you, unlike an Ana or Sojourn or Hog. They're too slow. These guys are fast. But because they're fast, they also can't really poke you out very easily. So right now, if you're doing good damage on an off angle, just keep shooting. Keep shooting. There you go. And see, this is the dangerous part about playing Venture into doing this, because can this comp kill you for doing this? And the answer is yes. You are not safe coming out here. And honestly here, you need to be, I appreciate that you went to high ground, but you need to be really careful about coming out of that burrow early. You see, you're just poking. Good poke. Good. 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 This is great. Taking a short off angle and spamming. Taking a short off angle and spamming. If you see an opportunity to assassinate, assassinate. But you don't have to assassinate to be useful. You just have to make people think that you're gonna assassinate. Shoot. Just spam.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, you see it, right? You have to assassinate. You don't have to. You don't have to. You will do great damage from this range right here. Great damage. In fact, you're almost like a Junkrat level of damage at this range, right? Just shoot. Bam, 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 bam. Everyone looks at you, you run away. Good. Obviously a little risky to come out early, but sometimes that's the risk of Venture. If you're like, I can get the kill, it's okay. Go for it. Right? Go for the kill.
This is where I went too far.
Yeah. Well, it's too long. Just burrow. That's okay. I mean, I think you're fine, actually. I think you're fine. Yeah, see, this is the problem. The problem is not that you went too far. Because, again, you're Venture. You're super, super fast. The problem is what here? What's the problem?
I need to get that dopamine.
Oh my gosh. I know exactly what you mean. You're just like, oh, I want to do damage, right? But obviously, what should you have done right now?
Just run away.
Run away.
Take the high ground.
Drill dash right back to high ground and sit. Make the Lucio come after you, right? But yeah, you're just like, oh, I gotta go. And it's like, and now you're dead, so yeah. Wait, did you mess up your combo? You messed up your combo, didn't you?
I often do. Yeah.
Oh, you clunked it. That's okay. I
Maybe
actually think the corner edge isn't that important, but so just be aware. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, so major problem here is where you're positioned. Where should you want to be on this engage? Where's your team? Here, right? I want you on an angle. Where should you go?
Okay. No, on the left. To the
on the left. On the left. Burrow to here. Maybe take high ground here, but honestly, mate, maybe even consider looking at it from this angle here. This is too direct. You see what I'm saying? You do not want to be on main. Venture gets their teeth kicked in main. You are terrible in the middle of nowhere. Like, ironically, like, you're actually not that good of a brawler, really.
It's maybe, I think it's because of burst damage.
Yes. And you're right. But the burst damage is only relevant on squishies. It's terrible versus tank, right? So it's like, you basically have to kind of ask yourself, like, where's the tank going to be? And generally just don't put yourself in the middle of wherever that is. You got to be really careful. I like this approach. This is good. Good. Nice. Your mechanics, by the way, it's funny. You talked about your mechanics as being your weak point. Maybe this is just a really good game for you. I don't know. But I don't think your mechanics are your weak point. Not for Plat. Not for Plat. Good.
Yep.
Again, dopamine, right?
Yep.
Just be very careful about this. You don't have burrow. What should you do right now?
Probably wait or just go further to the right.
Further to the right, or just shoot. Frankly, just shoot. You're at, again, short range off angle, right? Yes. So just shoot. That's it. Don't go for the combo here, because this guy is not low enough to justify the combo, right? And now you're dead. Or you should be dead.
I guess I forced beats from Lucio.
Yes, but you would have forced beat from Lucio by shooting him.
And
right?
Yeah.
The drill dash is an increase in your DPS, but it is your only escape cooldown beyond burrow. And if you don't have burrow, you're screwed. I want you to be very careful about what I would call the random dash. You have to be strategic about when you're burrowing and when you're drill dashing. And we've seen 2 times now where you've just popped the cooldown when you didn't have any other cooldown, and you should have or could have died for it. Okay, stage. I need you on a short range off angle. Where do you need to go?
Left flank.
You got it. Left flank set up here. I want pressure on this Kiriko. I want pressure on the Sombra. I want you to take this high ground and get rid of this guy. Maybe even go for the Lucio. You need to go. You see what I'm saying? Because you're right. You almost did kill the Doomfist, but you almost died yourself too. And you could have done the same thing, but created more space by going here.
Okay.
Get close on an angle. Get close on an angle. Stage, 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 stage. Obviously kind of risky because you didn't get beat. Drill out. Yes. Shoot, shoot. Keep shooting. Go for the Widow now. Go for the Widow. Trust yourself. Probably don't even need to burrow here. Just because the burrow is your defensive cooldown, right? So when you burrow here, you slow yourself down for a brief moment. But also, now you go for the Widow. If they peel back on you, you don't have any way to get out. Right? You have to be so strategic. You play Doomfist, right?
Yeah.
You know how this
sometimes.
goes. You know how this goes.
Yep.
It's not just like the combos. It's always having that cooldown to get out, whether it's your ultimate or your slam or your punch or whatever. And that's kind of like the same thing with Venture. Good. Why? Do you have a defensive cooldown?
Yep.
Are you on a short range off angle?
Check.
Kind of. So you're good. Now, when you see people over here, you're like, oh, it's too far away. This is risky, but at least you're on where?
My off angle.
On an off angle. And you're also on high ground, so it should be harder to push you. Yeah.
Oh.
I would not go back here. What should you do instead? What's closer to you?
Just stay. Widow. I could.
Yeah, Widow,
Jumping Widow.
Lucio, right, whatever, right? Nice. Let it rip. Ultimate's so weird, man, I'm not gonna lie.
It feels like just using Doomfist Slam.
It does.
It doesn't register hits.
It does. I have so many clips of it not registering hits when it actually like is straight there. But yeah, anyway. Okay. Do you want to move ahead to the next Rialto code? We have about 10 more minutes. We could take a look at some more fights if you'd like.
Yeah, I think we can move on.
Okay.
I have a question to how to use the Venture Ultimate.
Yes.
Because most of the time I just can't utilize all the what's it called? No,
All the shots.
yeah, all the shots.
Here's the thing with Venture Ultimate. It's loud. And remember what we said about Venture on Ilios. People hate you. You're evil. They're literally going to chase you around the map and murder you and beat you over the head with a hammer. Okay? So when you pop Venture Ultimate, you become even more evil. Okay? So get ready for everybody to freaking kill you and shoot you and focus you down. So when you pop Venture Ultimate, look for 1 kill and then just live. I've won most fights with Venture Ultimate, not because I killed somebody, but because I almost killed somebody and the entire enemy team pees their pants and chases me around the map, and then my team kills them.
Okay.
That's what you need to be doing
So
with Venture Ultimate.
should I use it on like with my team, help push, or
No. Do the same thing,
angle?
off angle. Off angle. Okay. Short range off angle. Do what you already normally do with Venture, but you're now doing it better because you're even more lethal. And then just get ready to burrow or drill dash out. And I've had ultimates where I actually only used 1 shot of the entire 4 shots because everybody was looking at me. And they like pop sound barrier and then fortify and then on an aid on a sleep dart, and then I just run away. I used my shot once and that's it. So it happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. Make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Do you want to look any more at Venture, or do you want to move and get some Mei feedback?
Make feedback.
Venture. What were the main things with Venture? I think we talked about a couple of things. What were some goals of practice?
hold myself back with
Yeah.
drill dash.
Hold back the dopamine of drill dash.
And
Drill
I
dash.
think
Make sure you have an escape plan cooldown. Don't just use it randomly. Go ahead. What else?
more flanking.
More short
And
range off angles, flanks. Always ask yourself, where do I need to be? That was like the most important thing I did with my venture climb to masters, was just constantly ask myself, where do I need to be? 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 And I always found that the answer was on a deeper flank than I thought. And it worked.
Okay.
And then I guess with the ultimate is just the little thing we said. Ultimate, take angle, go for one. If they focus you, just live. It's a really good ultimate at causing a big... The difference between Venture Ultimate and Dragon Blade is I think Genji's Dragon Blade is a lot better at getting kills and a lot better with like comboing. But Venture Ultimate requires you to take less risk, if that makes sense, because you can do it from further away. You can kind of bait people's attention without really dying. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot easier for you to just kind of play normally, do your thing, pop Venture Ultimate, and unlike Genji, you don't have to like dash in. You just have to be really, really loud. Everybody, freaks out, and then you're fine.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at some Mei here. Mei is an odd character. Because I find her, by the way, do you want to do attack or defense here? We probably don't have time for both.
Pro attack, actually.
Okay. Mei is an odd character because I would describe her range as being like short to mid, but also there's sometimes where you can really snipe people down. So what I would say is play her like a self-sufficient mid-range flanker, okay? You know how when we played Venture, we were like, you have a lot of self-healing, a lot of self-control, a lot of short stuff. Do that, but prioritize more mid-range stuff than Venture. You don't have to be quite as close. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it all makes sense.
Now, I
Actually,
know what...
It
No, go ahead.
doesn't make me as Mei. Do I need to? I always played as kind of a support for my tank,
Yes.
and mainly in Overwatch 1. And now in Overwatch 2, I start to play more of a controlling high grounds.
Yes.
I started
Yes.
and never actually tried to flank.
Very
Wouldn't
important too.
make
Very important too.
actually. I wouldn't get as much value of a wall for my team.
Yes. So what ends up happening is because there's one fewer tank, unless you're playing like a brawl mirror, walling off tank isn't always the most immediate free value. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to take off angles and just use wall to split snipers off or just isolate people. And it's more important at that point in time to utilize your self-sufficiency through ice block and stuff like that instead. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You could still get wall value. It's just different wall value. That's all. So let's see, especially in ranked, because like you look at their comp right now. If you wall off Junker Queen, you don't have a tank that's going to push Junker Queen.
We don't have anything to kill them.
Right. So what's the point, Like this is good. If you see it, it's fine. It's good. But you see, even that was expensive for you. Because Mei can't take a tank on by herself. And even if your team supports you, it's very easy for her to force your ice block. So I'm going to be honest with you. I think this wall is fine. I think your Ana probably should have done a better job supporting you. There should have been a nade here. There should have been all sorts of stuff. The fact that it forced your ice block is kind of silly. That's on your Ana. But it's just a good reminder that it's, as like you said with me, it's not always so simple. So like right now, you have an ice block, you have an ice wall, you have mid-range. Where are you going to go? I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like it. Don't even worry about your healing. The DPS heal passive is already kicking in. What should you do from here?
Just pressure Ana.
Just pressure Ana. Just snipe the Torbjorn. There's another option as well that doesn't utilize high ground. What is that option?
To the left.
To the left. Take your own wall. You could wall, you're ready for something crazy, wall yourself this way so that you could rotate to here and then rotate to here. Who's going to push you? Who's going to push you?
Actually, no one. So I can... Okay, I didn't really think of that, actually.
This is the reason why this is more important is because most of the time when you play Mei in like team environment, there's like brawl mirrors and there's like Lucios and tracers and stuff. But a lot of the time when you play ranked, you're playing into snipers and poke characters, Cassidy's, Torbjorns, Anna's, Baps, so on. They don't have the mobility to chase you. So get on their backline. Now, don't necessarily walk into the middle of the open, but be a total nuisance, very much like Venture. Very much like Venture. Because you have that ice block. You get in trouble, you have a full heal. A full heal available to you. I like what you're doing right now, but I think you're like level 2 Mei right now, where you're kind of taking some angles here, being creative with your wall take high ground and so on. That's good. But I think you can get even fancier.
So not really most of the time. So what I think I'm using my walls to, so taking high grounds, giving high grounds to my teammates,
Yes.
blocking off abilities and blocking, walling off their tank or whatever is closest.
You got it. The funny thing is like, let's go back in time here. So like, let's say that you did this rotation that we were talking about. What could you do with wall right here?
Wall off Cass, so
you could wall off Cass, right? So now you don't even shoot Cass, but he's by himself, he's isolated. You could ready for this, wall off the Anna. You could ready for this, wall off the Torbjorn so that he can't see you, so that you could shoot the Cass safely.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like there's all sorts of weird things that you can do with wall once you put yourself in a really aggressive angle. So whenever the enemy composition is slow, and you can take these greedy flanks, I want you to take them. I would just wall this off right now, yeah. Just to make sure that you win this. Yeah, the wall is just a little slow.
I thought we would kill her faster.
Yeah. Always assume the worst. This is fine. You can't really reach anybody. You're just a little slow in the ice block. That's fine. That's an error, but what you were doing was not bad. You just messed it up. That's all.
I thought of walling off it.
Yeah. Too risky.
C19.
C matrix. C matrix. Here it comes. Yeah, I think you're scared of matrix.
Anything in this position.
Yeah. This is where, like, okay, even though you're getting wall value here, I don't think what you're doing is bad. It just feels a little awkward here. So maybe first off, I would probably pop Blizzard here right now because the Diva's looking away. High level Divas might be able to flip around and eat it, but even that's really hard to do. Okay? So I think you missed an opportunity here to Blizzard. Just do it. Even if it's a zoning ult, right? It's fine. You guys will cap. Second thing there is maybe there's a situation there where you look to flank around left side, right? Distract and harass from that way. Okay, we're taking high ground here. Wall.
Oh, unlucky.
Ice block. Good. Wall. Wall. You're a little slow in the wall there. Should be okay. A little scary there, but should be okay. Good shots. Nice shots. Should be okay.
Waited for her to turn around.
Oh, no! She got you. That's okay. The wall's good. Yeah, this is fine. You're still effective close range if you're on an off angle, right? Like freeze is still useful. Okay, so let's go to the next fight.
Right here I was actually replying to your messages.
Yeah, makes sense. It's all my fault, I see.
Yeah. Totally trolling.
Uh-huh. Now, obviously this is trolling here, but I want you to be creative here. You see it?
High ground. Always.
High ground, flank, kill, and not just the high ground, but the flank. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Both supports are dead. It's an off angle. An off angle, and these guys just don't have the ability to punish you. You see, the thing is, it's like when you're playing into like Winstons and Tracers, you might not want to go all the way in deep in the backline like Venture because you'll get hunted down and killed. But the thing is that you also can just spam those characters out with your icicles really easily, right? But when you're playing versus characters that with these super high damage comps, right? They're also slow. They can't chase you all the way in the backline. You see what I'm saying? So like it's very similar again to our conversation with Venture, where it's like actually your strength versus these comps is not your ability to poke or brawl in the front line. It's your ability to flank. It's your ability to flank. Let's look at a couple more fights here. You got time for a couple more?
Yeah.
So I want you to try and experiment more with this stuff. I mean, look at their comp again. Sombra obviously a little spooky, but Torb, Ana, Zen. You could wall off the Zarya and force bubbles, yes, but you could also just do crazy stuff. That wall's fine. Your Orisa is kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what she's doing. Where should you go from here? If you had time.
To the left.
To the left.
Take
the high ground.
ground.
Take the flank. Kill this guy.
Yep.
Because you could do this till the cows come home, but it's not gonna matter. Okay.
We didn't die,
You're enlightened. You're enlightened. It's too late now, but you know, just wall them off. Run. Keep running. I think you guys can actually live if you guys keep running. I think you can definitely live. Keep running. Oh no, you're dead. Run. Oh, run. Good. This is actually so useful though. Look what you just did. Everybody's Hey, look what happens, right? Bam. There it is.
Oh.
That's what we're talking about. Like, what other DPS could do that? Venture, Tracer, you know? DPS characters with sustain can do things like that. Oh, no. No. What should you do right now?
Dropped from a high ground.
Not even dropped. Just go back. Go flank again. Go do it again. Right? Go crazy again. Don't go back to here. Don't go back to here. Certainly not this. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. You missed it. And there you go. Ice blocks forced. You're 1 HP. You're just demanding Mercy Pocket. And the DPS are just smoking big fat cigars. And the Ana and Zen are just totally relaxed. You must flank. You must be a flanker here because of your sustain.
I see that.
You see what I'm saying? You see how bad this feels. Does that mean you never wall tank? No. If there's not a good angle or not a good flank, or maybe that backline is not very poke oriented, maybe that's a very tough backline to assassinate, then you could just poke and wall tank and so on. But you have to understand that this is at least something that I want you to be experimenting more with moving forward. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's take some notes for this. Mei, what do you need to practice?
Taking off angles and flanks.
Especially versus more ranged backline DPS. And I want you to just experiment. Experiment with when this is the case. Utilize that self-sustain of Ice Block. Be creative with wall. Snipe. Yeah, and so on. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
That's all there is with me. I think that's going to be serving you well, and I think that's going to give you. I think what that also going to do is even if you play like Ram Mei Brawl Mirrors and scrims, what you'll start to do is that even in Ram Mei Brawl Mirrors, there are a lot of times when playing Mei like that is really good versus certain comps in certain situations, and by practicing that more in ranked, you'll actually get a better feel of what you should be doing in scrims.
Okay, so I think I would try to focus more on that pre-Mei Venture and Ashe.
Yes,
as we said on the
that's a great hero pool. Very flexible. Yep.
I think I might have some problems with Venture in some maps, but if I
well, you have like a brawl, a couple of brawly characters, a pokey character. I actually think your biggest weakness is going to be maybe like a Circuit Royale or Havana. There might be some situations where that might be tough. But I feel the funny thing is like Mei is still like pretty good in those maps. You know what I'm saying? And Ashe is pretty good too. So
yeah,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, Havana Venture is great.
Yeah.
I mean, because the main problem with Havana is the first point, and just taking away their high ground would do the job.
Yeah. Yeah. There's lots that you can do. That's true. You have the verticality there. So yeah, of course. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.